Do you want to see the faces of those who are changing the world?
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno. Buongiorno. Buongiorno. Buongiorno. Buonanotte.
Buongiorno.
The Tuscany Lightning Summit is really different from other Bitcoin events. No audience and no tickets on sale.
An event dedicated only to insiders and by invitation only. So cool.
Buongiorno!
In the beautiful setting of Principino Eventi in Viareggio, an historic resort built in the 1930s in pure Art Deco style, some of the best companies that are developing groundbreaking technology on the Lightning Network met.
They've been working and talking for 2 whole days in the majestic rooms of the complex. We enjoyed a series of workshops, panels and speeches with high technical content. In other words, a Bitcoin nerd's paradise.
Explain what your company does to a 10-year-old kid.
Wow. To a 10-year-old kid,
Nothing. 10 years old kid.
10 years old
Which
kid.
should be...
It's me.
It's you.
Of course.
I'm afraid I wouldn't be able to explain even Bitcoin to a 10-year-old. So can we raise up
Okay,
an age?
a little bit, but let's put it
Right.
simple.
We enable people to use the Lightning Network in El Salvador and soon in other countries.
So Relay is an application you can download on your app and you can buy Bitcoin with it. Bitcoin is basically the best money that you can imagine.
What we're trying to do is make Bitcoin super easy to use, but we also are trying to keep the ethos of Bitcoin.
We want a kid to play a game to earn sats. We want for someone to pay for a merchant to use sats. We want to make Bitcoin as accessible, as natural as possible to everyone in their own real-life experiences.
It's like Calendly plus Bitcoin. So you can register in under 1 minute, create a public page where you share your calendar and people can book you at the rate you decide and pay you in Bitcoin straight away.
RGB is the scam that can scale.
Interesting.
Relations between economical actors in form of the contracts, not necessarily financial even, and that contracts can run in the scalable, private, and decentralized network.
my company helps people learn how to build companies and projects.
I'm an open source contributor for 6 years now. BTC-based server makes payments easy without fees and without third party. And Stratum version 2 basically is an upgrade to a mining protocol we currently have.
Participating in Lightning Network is complicated with node management, liquidity management by design of the network. So we're trying to create software solutions to automate that for companies so they can actually build or sell their services without needing to know everything about Lightning, because you don't want to specialize in payments, you want to run your business.
It's a social network for Bitcoiners. So you have to pay to get in. So you can find crazy people like you that pay to get in that are nearby. So you can meet them for a drink, beer, whatever you want to do. So the membership you can pay with fiat.
Okay.
Because some Bitcoiners, they don't want to pay in Bitcoin.
Those are not Bitcoiners. Those are fiat coiner
we take
with a
everybody.
Bitcoiner mask.
Exactly.
If you don't spend your Bitcoin, you are a fiat coiner. We cannot repeat it enough. Bitcoin is ready for everyday use. If you want your investment to pay off, we need to incentivize the network effect by spending our Bitcoin as much as we can and replace them back right after. This can be done easily now with low fee and no KYC. Hodling to death means ending up like Gollum with the ring and slowing down hyper-Bitcoinization.
So stop hodling, but hodling, spend and replace must be the new Bitcoiners mantra.
So Francis, you made this game, right?
Yes.
You are the creator.
Yes.
What this is all about?
It's a snake game.
Yes.
But it's an analogy of the blockchain, so we call it chain duo.
Okay.
Because the snakes look more or less like a chain, you see?
Uh-huh, yes.
Let's show them how it starts.
Show us, Laura.
I get a regular Lightning wallet, Phoenix in this case. I scan this. Then I put a message, my name, and look. My name is in here now. It's super cool.
And those are your 3,000 sats.
Yes, proof of snake.
I told you, it's proof of snake. This is the consensus protocol that it's gonna change the world. Proof of snake.
I'm a content creator and I get excited when I see microtransactions happening instantly on the Lightning Network. I think most of the people, they don't realize how disruptive for our entire industry this is gonna be. Do you agree with that?
Completely. Value creators own the market. When you create value, you get paid in the new system, and you can start it at fractions of pennies if you want to, and you own your audience forever in this new system. So it's just it's a really interesting change from a system where the value extractors get the most to a system where the value providers, the value creators get the most.
We're developing a way to build peer-to-peer applications super easily, where we already have some of the basics in the app. So there's profiles in the app. There's a way to pay people just without even knowing any of their Bitcoin address. People aren't going to be afraid to use Bitcoin anymore.
Everyone who believes in human nature, who wants to do good for humanity, should be interested in Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is the only way to fix our broken society. Everyone that wants to live a better future for their children needs to be interested in Bitcoin. There's no other way.
But also I'm very excited about machine-to-machine payment. For example, you have a car and all the cars can communicate between themselves, but you're late for a meeting, for example. So you say, I'm willing to spend $100 because that meeting is very important. Let my car negotiate with people in front of me to move to the right lane so I can speed to my meeting, or something like that. Very dystopian.
No, this is fantastic. This is a replaced by fee made by cars.
Exactly. All the services can essentially be sovereign services, because you can have, I don't know, infrastructure that pays for itself.
Here at the Lightning Summit, there's a lightning machine that allows you to exchange dirty fiat coins into sats. Let's see how it works. Now you push the button, you scan.
The buttons are working for the menus.
Yes! During the Tuscany Lightning Summit, there were also many different moments of entertainment. Delicious breakfasts, lunches and dinners offered by the organization, music until late at night, and a lot of space dedicated to socializing among developers. An essential form of networking to create team spirit and share ideals. After all,
we are Legion.
There is a huge world, like the world of money, and what Bitcoin is money, is one thing. But the economy requires also finance. And what finance means, the contracts. For instance, I'm producing some goods. I'm run the company. I have shares and have investors, and that's finance. And that's an absolutely valid case because we had shares in the company since the beginning. Another example is the future contracts. I would like to ensure myself as a producer that the prices for which I will be buying goods next time wouldn't exceed and kill my margin. So future contracts is also a valid case. And these all forms of financial contracts would be able to be brought to Bitcoin, and that's what we are calling BeFi.
You can expect a new update on the mining protocol itself, and hopefully more people will adopt that. And for BTC Pay Server, I guess we have some apps in mind that will allow BTC Pay Server and user to run BTC Pay even easier. So more merchant adoption, hopefully.
So the last couple of years, since 2017 until now, we had all kinds of, ICOs and then
smart contracts, tokenization, DeFi, liquidity farming,
NFTs. So we had almost one new trend every year, and obviously the VCs were just flocking on there because they could just 10x, 20x an investment within a year. And so it was really hard as a Bitcoin-only startup that just grew relatively stable and dynamic. Now, I think most of the world, the investment worlds, wake up to the fact that, okay, Bitcoin is actually the signal and all of the rest is noise. And that also shows in our traction, like we have amazing traction in the last couple of months since this whole crash went by. And we also have more interest now from investors. So I think the nature is healing and the noise is getting less and the signal is becoming more and more.
Ciao Oleg.
Ciao, ciao.
Welcome. Thank you for having us.
Ricky, I'm really so excited about this event. I feel like better than ever after the summit. There is so many cool things going on in the Lightning Network ecosystem.
Fulgur venture capitalists that invest exclusively, strictly on Bitcoin-only company. Why is that?
We are technology entrepreneurs ourselves, so we tend to look deeply into how things actually work, what is like the engineering foundations of Bitcoin, and we believe it's just like designed and built for what it's supposed to do. We're not the only ones who are focused on Bitcoin, and we're seeing more and more venture capitalists entering the space with a good understanding of how Bitcoin works and how Lightning networks and what can be built. So that's an important part of what we're doing, understanding the technology and being able to help founders build what they want to build.
The wind is changing and Bitcoin is ready, right?
100%. Lightning Network is really entering its kind of new phase of evolution when there's more stuff that can be built, more applications and more use cases and monetization. It's just like all coming together.
Fantastic, Oleg. Keep up the good work and thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ricky. Thank you.
During the last day of the summit, there was also time for a visit to Pisa's celebrated Piazza dei Miracoli, home to the famous Leaning Tower. The monumental complex, surrounded by high walls, is host to some of the most famous medieval monuments in the world. It is a real citadel then, where the ancient Pisans showcased the wealth and opulence they achieved through technology. In fact, it was the supremacy of the best trading ships of the time that enabled the construction of this masterpiece of art and architecture. As we walk through this unique place, we cannot help but think that with Bitcoin, after all, we are doing exactly the same. We are building the technological foundation necessary to create a new golden age. A digital golden age.